ourselves a banger, and we actually got Jamu. Let's go. How's it going, buddy?
I'm back. I'm here.
He's back.
It's
like
going
he never
right.
left. You just you just need to unwind a little bit. It's fine. We totally get it. But
Had
now
some technical difficulties.
we've left the people waiting long enough. It's time. It's time for Bramble versus Gromp. Let's go.
Just gotta build some hype. The hype is sufficiently built, I think.
I think so. So coming back from last season's finals, Gromp versus Bramble. I mean, I guess it wasn't Gromp technically, but it's close enough, right? You
Hell
know,
no.
good old Infernal. We know what it is. It's an infernal dragon in Toad's clothing. But yeah, so those finals didn't go Bramble's way, not really at all. Game one looked okay for them, but from there it was really just kind of a story of not really being able to deal with Cobalt. But flash forwarding to this season, we got new bot lane for Brambleback. We have Valib coming in instead of Sable. A lot of different variables, but both teams still looking super strong and kind of holding to that core identity. Very notably, J Herbo, Latin Buddha have been playing most of the season. They will not be playing. Instead, we got Chloe and Trollmus in the bot lane. And it sounds like scrims are going good. Sounds like their team practice has been good too.
It's always good.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear.
See that.
Yeah. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on the matchup?
Well, like you said, there's both teams have their core back from last season. But both have their strengths and their weaknesses. It's just about which team can get after the other team's weaknesses, which is always hard with these two solid teams.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like, the story of the Season 6 finals was kind of felt like they couldn't really deal with Cobalt, who started picking up the Nasus pick, having that threat in the side lane, that kind of, like, inevitable threat that is Nasus. When you also have Shu, he himself is always an inevitable threat, and then the action that is Rovian and Spence champ. It's really hard to kind of attack all those lanes as a jungler and kind of make something happen. So that was kind of the story of last season. So I'm interested to see whether or not, right off the rip here, we kind of see any kind of Nasus ban, or if that'll even be on the table here. Is that something that Gromp even wants to opt for? Hell yeah,
Awesome,
Rain
yeah.
Freeze. This is the top casting crew. This is it. We brought the A game. We brought it late, and we see the Nasus ban. Let's get it. I'm all
That's
about
interesting.
learning.
Because Cobalt hasn't played Nasus all that much this season, but I mean, I guess the threat of it is just that scary.
Yeah, and I mean, it just pairs up really well into a lot of Nulark's champions, right? Like, if you want to go Mordekaiser, Nasus does really well into Mordekaiser, because if you're in the fuck pit, like, Nasus is down to fuck. He's in there with you.
Same with Set. Imagine getting withered isn't so good when you're trying to punch.
Yeah, exactly. But right here, we're going to be seeing the Vlad, Nasus, and Karthus being taken away from Valve. I love the Karthus ban. And we're going to see some... A couple interesting picks here. We're seeing the Malphite being taken away, which I assume would probably be for Nulark. And then the J4 for Sasha, paired, and then the Morgana, which is also kind of that double ban. Could be Sasha, could be Chloe Katz.
We got a Viger pick on. I don't think this is Shu.
Interesting.
I have a feeling it might be going bot lane, but we'll see.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like one of Shu's normal picks, but kind of acting as that fourth ban, taking away a classic pickle popper champion. That'd be interesting. I don't know if we've ever seen Shu play Vigar, if it does go to him. But it might be some kind of bait here. I mean, I'd be interested to see if they want to try and go for something like a Lucian mid, or some kind of AD threat if Shu doesn't opt to take this Vigar. But we're going to see the global presence of Shen and Nocturne, such a dangerous duo here in the Rect League.
Rect League Classic.
Yep, that is it. That is the Rect League Classic, and these two players are the best of the best in the league at both these champions. Always good to see it. Really doesn't make that bot lane very much fun for Rovian and Spence champ. Their goal is to just survive, and especially for Vigar. Vigar does not love a Nocturne flying at his face.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, with the bot lane's passive play, the other team's bot lane, Bramble's bot lane, is probably going to want to try to push and just get dragon control in their and Valib's red or whatever side jungle. That's really hard when you have the Shen and Nocturne just always threatening.
And we're going to see the Ornn and Hecarim being picked up. Ornn, obviously Rect League staple, super safe, great engage. Just scales infinitely, especially for the powerhouse that is Gromp in the late game. It just kind of plays super well into their win condition. And then we're going to see the Hecarim as well. Hecarim, the Rect League staple of this year, just in a super strong spot and really good at forcing engages. There's a lot of engage potential here from the Gromp side. But we're going to see the Senna picked up in the last round here before the second round of bans. I don't know. I mean, again, so this whole bot lane is a big mystery for Bramble. We don't know anything about what's really going to come out here aside from what we can kind of presume off OPGG. But I don't know. I mean, Senna, great pick, and it's going to work really well. Add to that little bit of global threat there.
Yeah, I have no idea what to expect from Bramble's bot lane, so it'll be interesting for sure.
And seeing the some mid lane bans, Cassidon and Corky, being taken away, I like to see that. I know that Pickle Popper's been really feeling the Corky lately, so not shocked to see that one taken away. And Shu Cassidon is Stuff of Nightmares, so might also signal that Pickle Popper might want to go for something like a Galio, because I know that he tends to feel that Cassidon is just a free lane into Galio, so obviously you don't want to give Shu a free lane, so we'll see what he picks up here in this second round. And also not to mention, we have 280 carry bans. Ooh, we're gonna see the Leona. Ooh, are we? Yeah, we're gonna see Leona. Good, I love that. Good Rect League Rect pick.
Yeah, I still think that Viger's going back, because usually Gromp likes to pick Rovian's pick early in the draft.
I mean, it could be a flex pick, right? Like if you're picking
be,
like
but...
something like that first, you're either set. It's either it's ooh. Is it gonna be an Ezreal mid? Probably not.
No.
That'd be yeah,
That's
I don't
a
know.
Rovian staple.
That'd be a Rovian thing. But Rovian's hovering it, so maybe he's got something spicy here. Okay, he's gonna actually lock it in. So one of the things that I want to see more of, just in general, like I think that Ezreal is such a strong pick for Rect League because it really forces teams to react, and it takes the onus on them to really attack that lane, or else you kind of deal with the threat of late game Ezreal. Gromp always gets to late game, but if you can put Rovian far enough behind, this team actually could struggle with some amount of damage, right? Like Veigar, there's a lot of pick potential here on the side of Bramble. You have the Nocturne Paranoia paired up with things like the Solar Flare from Leona. Ooh, are we gonna see the Nico? We're gonna see the Pickle Nico. There's just a lot of good catch-out potential here on the side of Bramble, and Veigar just being an immobile carry, and also just, again, hating Nocturne. Nocturne's Spell Shield is so good against the baby cage. Paranoia is so good for just sitting on his face. This is definitely one of the least advantageous lanes that I've seen Shu put himself into against Pickle Popper. So I'm really excited to see how this one pans out, and whether or not this feels a little bit too much of scaling here on the side of Gromp. It feels like a bit of hubris here.
I don't know. That's their game. I think this one's gonna come down to the junglers. It's gonna be who can get more ahead, because I think you were saying the damage is kind of light. Other than like the serious burst potential on the Veigar, it's just no like consistent damage. It's gonna be a matter of which jungler, in my opinion, can get more ahead early.
Yeah, and taking a quick look at some of these jungle stats that we got after this black screen decides to fade. Valid versus Quicksilver Sasha. I mean, KDA-wise, Sasha's definitely got the lead there. But Valid, just in terms of the amount of participation, the damage he brings to a team, you don't usually see junglers with 22% of your team's damage. Season 7, maybe. It depends on how you want to play and how aggressive you are. I think the Karthus definitely has a lot to do with that in terms of these stats. But like, this is kind of, it's nice to see a team that is or two teams that are just so well balanced in terms of, I guess, win-losses, right? Both are 8-2. You don't have a case where one team is just being dumped on all season compared to a team that's winning all the time. We can actually take a look at some of this data and learn something a little bit more meaningful. We see that Valib has a lot higher vision score here, and just in general, the stats tell a story of a greater presence than Sasha. That being said, Sasha kind of going for more of the KDA junglers, the ones that are trying to get the kills. But I mean, they share a large champion pool. But in general, if we're going based off these stats and these stats alone, you might give the edge a little bit to Valib.
Yeah, I think the big number there is the kill participation. Valib's he's all over the map. I mean that to me that's a huge stat. Like the damage is there, yeah. But I think the kill participation is just huge. I mean, you want to see that from your jungler. You want to be all over the map. You want to be a threat even when you're unseen. And that's what he is.
Yep. And chat, get it in there. Get your votes for Gromp or Bramble. ! Vote. And while you're doing that, Jamu, I've got a nice vintage of balsamic here. Yep.
What happened to the olive oil?
It's right here.
I hope Phoenix is watching.
We got ourselves a little bit of a bet to settle. Unlike Sizable, who doesn't know how to actually follow through on a bet.
Did we Google if a olive oil shot is safe?
I don't know. This is a lot of balsamic. Holy fuck.
Olive oil.
How many calories is this?
Oh, drinking it regularly may benefit your heart, bone, and digestive health and help stabilize your blood sugar levels.
So here is a nice vintage of balsamic here that we're about to dive into based off the bets from last game. Cheers, fam. This is going to be a banger of a series. We'll do the olive oil shot maybe at the start of game 2. Cheers. This is one of the dumber things I've done. I've got the giggles. I need to do this soon because we're about to get into game. I'm so bad.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. That's the shit I do like. Oh, it burned.
Was that a piece of bread?
Yeah, that's my chaser.
Need like a piece of moots too. It'd be like a nice little appetizer.
Oh, man. Now we got ourselves a banger cast. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thank you for the love, Rain Freeze. Big respect. We're not cowards here in the Rec League. We set the gold standard. That is some ripe stuff. But you know what? We're getting into it. We're almost there. It's time. We've been waiting all season for this matchup. And we almost get to witness it. I'm so excited. And I'm excited that I got to call dibs on it. And Jamie, I'm excited that you're here with me.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Some things.
I'm an excited boy.
Mostly balsamic related.
Yeah. I've got a little bit of scotch in my cup from last night that was just still sitting on my desk, so I'll probably wash it down with a little bit of that. But with that, we're going to be getting onto the riff for game 1 of Bramble versus Gromp. Let's get it, fam. Let's get hype.
Oh, yeah. What time are you at?
19.
Nice.
Nice indeed. Seeing not a ton of pings going out. It looks like nothing too crazy here. Gonna probably get spotted here if anyone tries to walk forward. I don't imagine that there's gonna be anything too spicy that we have to watch out for, but we never know. Chloe Katz, we don't really know what she's thinking. I do like the Nico taking the jungler identity here. Adds a little bit more unpredictability.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Quick rune check. Does anything seem out of the ordinary? We got 2 glacial augments for Brambleback. I love to see that. Same thing with Shu over there on Vigar.
Yep. Nope. Runes are looking pretty solid. Double grasp up in the top lane. Yeah, we're gonna see some action here in the flash out from Valib. A little bit of scuffle early. Hold my tongue. There is a little bit of slap and tickle going on.
Oh, that's a little out of character for both of these teams.
I think these teams are feisty. These teams, like, this is probably one of the biggest rivalry teams, I'd say. There's just a lot of hype here. They've played each other and win during some really big moments. But yeah, when it comes down to it, these games mean a lot. This is for #1 seed of the Jungle Conference. But yeah, so we're gonna see the Valve starting on the top side of the map, going very low against this blue buff. I mean, he'll be totally fine, but Bramble has full knowledge of where this Hecarim is starting. This is no big surprise based off that ward that Bramble was able to lay down early on the big ol' Bramble back. Oh man, I'm gonna be honest. That balsamic thing just really
Yeah, that one didn't yield as positive a Google result when I looked that one up.
No,
but I looked that up after you took it. Maybe I should have done that one first.
That's all right. Don't tell me about it. We'll find out later.
I think a shot should be fine.
I think it should be fine. Here we see a little bit of trading here in the bot lane. Lieutenant Trollma is trying to get a little bit of suck action on, but not quite able to suck it off. If you pick up what I'm throwing down.
Oh, I do. We're gonna be wanting to keeping track of the souls on that Senna there. And also, we had a Coal Star out of the Senna, which I'm not sure if that's typical, but indicates maybe a more passive lane.
Yeah, I was about to say, where do you expect to be the most action? I would say maybe between just the junglers and mid lane.
Yeah.
Cobalt
As you
and
say
Nolark
that,
do tend to fight a
bot
lot.
lane.
Ooh, yeah, bot lane. This is a lot of action coming down, but nothing lethal yet. I mean, you would favor this in favor of, like, Leona has a really good matchup into Rakan. And Senna is just in a very strong point. But right now, Valib is here. He's looking. He's going to be charging in. Who's he going to focus? He's trying to gain a little bit of speed, but I think he's just going to nope on out of there. But Sasha has full vision, knows exactly where Valib is. Going to flash forward, go in with the Duskbringer. But here comes Pickle Popper flashing forward with first blood for Pickle. Let's get it.
Yeah, it was an amazing collapse from Pickle Popper and Leona from the bot lane there.
Yeah, just not respecting the lane priority there. And I mean, blood this early against Gromp. This is what you got to do. We've always said this. Bramble does a really good of snowballing their leads early. Gromp just kind of hangs in there until they just suddenly are winning the game. So this is just really playing into the strengths of both these teams.
We got a double buff on Pickle Popper there with that Nico. Should be able to absolutely harass Shu for a few minutes.
Oh yeah, Shu's probably not happy about that one. I'm sure his team knows. Oh. But yeah, so that's gonna be the double crab action for Sasha. You'd love to have that as a jungler. Let me tell you, double crab. I'm still recovering. Double crab action is that good action. But yeah, both these mid laners going pretty even in CS. CS pretty even across the board. A little bit of discrepancy here in the bot lane early as this big wave's about to crash. We'll see how much of Rovia and Spence Champ can really pick up here. Or we see some pings spotted out. Valib going to be running over 2 wards already. This Bramble vision has been amazing early. Yeah, and Valib's just really struggling to get anything done after being set behind early. He's down 2 plus camps to Sasha, and just not really having any impact with these roams. A little bit of chip damage here in the mid lane. Shu taking 3 of the Blooming Blossoms. Are they Blooming Blossoms? I want to call them Blooming Blossoms. There's going to be a pause. It's a Blooming Burst. Big pause.
Best kind of burst.
Valib Discord DC'd. So with that, put out your votes. We're going to see whether or not how that poll kind of went. We didn't really go into that. I was too busy taking a shot. Nobody voted, so I'm glad that we didn't go to it. It's dead even, 0-0. Let's get some votes in there, fam. This is arguably the most hyped matchup of the season so far. Let's get some love in here. But I'm just gonna snack on some bread.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote too.
Yeah,
I don't know. Actually, I might get yelled at.
it's all right.
Caster bias.
It's all right. We're both dog shit casters anyways. But yeah, I mean, based off this early game so far, Bramble up 1K at 5 minutes. Bodes pretty well. I mean, Sasha's poised to be in a strong spot, just outpacing Hecarim right now. It's good stuff. That's what you want. But
yeah, I'm not super experienced with Hecarim. How it goes in the early levels, but I feel like if you get behind, you're pretty useless, right? You have the onslaught of shadows once you hit 6, but I mean you're very squishy if you don't get ahead.
Yeah, exactly, and you're really squishy, and like your level 6 is really good, and your early ganks are better than Nocturnes. However, you don't quite get access to like the freelo gank that is the paranoia from Nocturne. And then, yeah, I mean, if you start really falling behind on Hecarim, say goodbye to being that big, thick pony. You are just going to be kind of support pony. You have to build that Cinder Hulk. But yeah, I mean, we're already seeing 2 daggers being built for Hecarim. I don't play a ton of Hecarim, so I don't know how meta that is. But I mean, that doesn't look like it's really going towards that completed item. I would really signals to me that he's going for probably just going to finish the Skirmisher Saber and then opt into a Rush Triforce. Could be good, but I mean, yeah, if you're rushing a Triforce especially, you're not spiking until you finish it. So being behind is not where you want to be. So Valve's got to really figure out whether or not he's going to make any successful ganks here. I mean, decide whether he's going to try and make some successful ganks. But if they don't land and Sasha just continues farming at the clip that she's going, it doesn't really bode well for this kind of style of play.
I would definitely agree. Especially with your, I mean, I don't know. I think he might have a good chance in mid lane if he can catch good timing with Nocturne not being in the area for a counter gank. Pickle's been kind of pushed this entire lane, but Shu's getting pretty chunked out. I think he recalled, teleported back, and is now less than sub 50% health already. Those double buffs have been really putting the hurt on him.
Speaking of putting the hurt, I honestly might just take that olive oil shot to kind of like get rid of the acid in my stomach, right?
Yeah.
That
was part of that was one of the things it said.
Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna
definitely take that.
Yeah, we got some time right now.
This is the healthy one.
Oh, I'm leaking olive oil all over my floor. This is gonna be really. I'm just gonna be standing in it all cast. Ew.
Reason wants some dry food. She needs her dry food.
All right. Cool. I'll wait for Jmu to come back. I hope everyone is having an excellent week. Definitely been a long one, but got some nice weather up here in the Northeast, so that has been definitely a godsend. But yeah, you ready, Jmu?
I'm so ready.
I'm trying to get healthy. It's got a thick mouthfeel. It's just like really heavy. And it's just
good
like
for you, though.
Really heavy.
It's good for your heart.
I know, I feel it. My heart feels like I feel lubricated.
I guess that's true. That's like motor oil, but for bodies.
I wonder if how this plays into giving blowjobs. Like, is this a forbidden jutsu that people don't know about? Because like right now it feels like it's pretty slick in there. Like nothing's gonna catch. Like especially like the throat too. I don't know. Could be a trick. Could be a trick of the trade. I'm not big into that whole thing, so I need definitely a different opinion. Cobalt DCing. Rain freeze. Much love, buddy. I'm glad you enjoyed my pain. Today was not a good day for making bets for me. Oh.
Well, any betting man would not have bet on 2 First Bloods for motion, but
yeah,
especially on the exact right players. Who would have thought?
It felt like a coordinated team effort. Was it? Were you actively trying to?
I did flash auto on the toxic shot.
Yeah, I did see that.
Game 1 was just we're all dying. We were laughing so hard.
Well, I'm glad I could bring you guys some joy in your final moments of season 7.
Yeah, we had the most fun out of all the games today.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. So definitely not the most hype way to get a series started, but let's take a quick look. We got some more stats that we can take a look at. I want to talk a little bit more about this top laner since Cobalt just DC'd. Seems very topical right now. But yeah, I mean, as we were saying before, all these lanes are just so evenly matched. Nulark versus Cobalt. These stats definitely tell a lopsided Cobalt story, who's actually, I think, probably been having his strongest season yet, with some really strong carry performances, a wide variety of champions. He's not strictly on Ornn duty, but his Ornn is definitely mean, for sure. But, I mean, same with Nulark as well. I think both these players are just playing out of their mind. So, both of them are just kind of neck and neck. What you do see here is the CS difference. I'm not sure how this is going to play out in this current matchup. I know that Cobalt just always tends to play weak side and get very few ganks and be left on an island, versus Nulark, who seems to get more attention from Sasha. So I wonder how much of that really plays into that CS difference at 15, because I think post 15, Cobalt usually picks up the pace and is able to kind of get out of lane a little bit behind, but still be incredibly useful.
No, yeah, like you said, they've both been having a great season in top lane. I don't think top lane has like a lot of higher ranked players. There's a few.
There's
But,
not, I don't know. You have Delta, you have Mouse Amazing, you have, I mean, now you have Mind's Desire.
yeah, I was gonna count on Mind's Desire adding to the pool, but
I mean, you
yeah,
got, I mean, you got
name of the
Endo bringing it down a bit, but
yeah, he's at like number 15, I think.
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of times all you have to do in top lane is not die and get as much farm as you can, and then depends on what champ you're playing, but you could be relevant late game. You got your Ornn, your Shen, Malphite.
Yeah.
So many different options in top lane where you don't have to necessarily carry the game, but you can.
Yeah, you definitely can. And like that being said, 21% damage on a team where you have Shu. I'm very much impressed with that. It just shows how much presence that Cobalt's having from the top lane, right? Like both these players having like above 50% kill participation, which is actually pretty good in terms of top laners. But I mean, being able to also play tanks and have like a 5th-year damage share is definitely pretty strong, because Shu tends to, at least in past seasons, take up, I think, like 30, usually like 30+% of the damage share. So like the strategy always is, if you can take down Shu, then like the most of their DPS is gone. But that just doesn't seem to be the case this season. Everyone's really contributing towards these big damage numbers.
Yeah, you haven't seen Shu on like these hyper carry mid laners. It's a lot of Silas, Yone, like they do work, but you're not like, you still have to rely on some help from the rest of your team.
So what was the feedback on the balsamic? What do I have to look forward to?
It was like inflamed. Hold on. Balsamic. Is it vinegar? It's dressing.
No, it's vinegar.
All right. Inflammation, whatever osteoporosis is, lead poisoning. I don't know. No, I'm no doctor.
Cool. Well, we'll see how that one pans out as we're sitting here with this this pause. Definitely feeling pretty good here. But yeah, we're at 19 minutes into this pause.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was having my issues getting back in, there was like a 5-part Discord update. So I don't know. Maybe that's playing into it.
Oh, that could be it. Yeah, I know there was the Discord issue with Valve, so maybe he's just waiting on that. But we shall find out shortly. Cool. Yeah, looks like people are resetting routers, and yeah, and all that. Ooh, we see a reconnect here, coming in hot.
It's always good to see.
You love to see that kind of action. Oh man, I feel like I might just want to sit for this cast. I'm feeling weak after those. Oh, so how's it going, chat? What's up? Give me some life. You can't believe Ocean lit your stocks on fire? Yeah, big time.
I can.
Ooh, all right. I think we're getting into it. I think we're gonna do it. Are you guys ready for some League of Legends? Because I sure as hell am. I think we'll be getting into it in just a second. But I'm not 100% sure. Whew. Hell yeah, hooked on bananas.
Hey,
Let's go.
games.
All right, we're playing video games. Hooked on bananas. This is a shot of pickle popper just for you. Happy birthday. Everyone give Hooked on Bananas a big ol' happy birthday. Yesterday was her birthday. Let's go. But yeah, so kind of going back to the game before the pause state, everyone got to catch up on all this. But this bot lane has definitely been going in favor of the Bramble bottom lane. We're going to see a little bit of slap and tickle here, but and that's pretty much all it is. It's just a little bit of a tickle. But here we go, a little bit of headbutting action, but Nullark's going to be able to use that blocking of auto attacks to his advantage. Able to block the brittle passive for coming out from Cobalt. Just really so far, a very like even, it feels like these lanes are going pretty well, pretty quietly. Had a little bit of action early, but right now it's just kind of in scale mode. Who do you think has the late game scaling here? We're seeing a roam up from Shu, potentially.
It's definitely a Gromp. They got the Ornn items. And then just the Vigar, especially with... You can't sleep on Ezreal either.
We're seeing a dive up and top. Meanwhile, Bramble's on Dragon, but here we are. Shu is here. Here comes the Ornn Horn. It's Miller time. The baby cage. Great flash out. But here we go. Their teleport's coming in, and this is going to be a failed dive up in the top lane, wasting a ton of the laner's time. Pickle Popper using the teleport to come save his friend Nullark. But he should be in good shape. Really good response there. And honestly... just a win from Brambleback, able to pick up that dragon for free. Free Ocean Drake. Really the only cost there is the flash from Nullark and the teleport from Pickle Popper. But as we say, we take those.
Yeah, it was really well played. I mean, the Hecarim's kind of far behind. That dive probably would have ended in disaster if they went through with it. So I guess it was good on Gromp to call it. But they lose the dragon in the meantime.
Yeah, and again, like as we were talking about before the interruption, you just like Hecarim having another failed gank attempt, that's just wasted time. And if you're wasting time and you're already far behind, like look at the CS difference between the two junglers right now. A bit of action here in the bot lane. Great at Pickle able to use the movement speed to get out of the event horizon there. That was a nice little slick micro movement. I like to see that. But yeah, I mean right now just Sable, or not Sable, excuse me. Sizable Valib. I'm really just thinking back to last season. Valib's just falling a little bit far behind, which is not what you want to be in this matchup. Oh.
But for how poorly it's going on Valib's side, you still have Vigar, who hasn't died yet, with a ton of pressure from Pickle Popper, which is good because you're just going to keep scaling and scaling. And then you got a nice, decent little CS lead on the top lane there on Ornn, who's also a big source of your scale. So it's good to see on the side of Gromp.
Pickle Popper looking like the bus boy, racking up a plate there. Gonna be able to clean that one up. I mean, I would love to look at some lane stats. Here we go. It looks like Chloe Cats might be getting caught out here a little bit. But again, nothing really too exciting is gonna mount from that. Just a little bit of blue balls for us in the audience. We just want something to happen. But speaking of something to happen, Sasha, using this like power and tempo that she has, just taking both objectives, getting that early Herald, which plays so well into Bramble's strengths. Being able to just kind of continue to accelerate the pace of the game by taking towers early. Like, that's exactly what the Bramble playbook wants to be doing. And adding that early stack to the dragon counter, trying to threaten a really early Elder Dragon. Always a classic Bramble move. But yeah, here we go. Action here in the bot lane. We're going to see Rovi and the exhaust down on here. Here comes the True Shot Barrage. But here is Valib charging in. He is level 6. We're going to see the Onslaught of Shadows. Paranoia going down. But he's going to have to use the Onslaught of Shadows. But a great follow by Chloe Cats, having her debut onto the Rec League stage and looking good.
Yeah, that's another failed gank from the Hecarim there.
Yep, and here we go.
To the rescue.
Hate to interrupt you, but we're going to see a little bit of action here in the top lane. Cobalt using the flash at the last second there to avoid Nullark, but Nullark definitely getting the better of that trade.
Yeah, the Shen used almost not very much.
Ooh, here we go. Zenith Blade down in the bot lane. Valib is going to be rooted up. He's getting a shield though from Spence Champ. There's just a numbers disadvantage here. Solar Flare is going to miss from Chloe Cats, and the DPS just isn't quite there from Trollmas, but Sasha is there in the back pocket. This Bramble bottom lane is playing so well with the junglers and just like being so relentless about this vision. I love it. They're fighting so hard about this for this control here. And here's comes the Herald. And after, oh man, this is such a good play. Smart macro. I love this. This is such good attention. And exactly what I was talking about in terms of wanting to attack this Ezreal lane. Get it behind early. Try and force him to really take longer to scale. And by accelerating the lane pace here, it does just that.
Yeah, I mean this is what they have to do because Gromp has that scaling late game. And if you're Gromp, it's upsetting that you haven't been able to get anything out of these ganks, but you're not really dying. You just kind of they're bending but not breaking. So that's all you got to do, really. Got to get through it.
Hey, you just got to try and break them, get them real, bend them real good. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Gromp, I'm sure they're not sweating too hard yet, but I mean, how often do you see Gromp fall behind 2K by the 11-minute mark? Not too often. That's why I love it.
Not too often.
No.
But their team comp's built to overcome that, so we'll see if they can.
Definitely. Again, I'm still just nervous about even what this late game Veigar is going to look like. If Rovian falls behind and it really just comes down to a Veigar, Veigar's really good at nuking just one carry. But again, as we've been talking about, the amount of potential to pick out Shu is pretty intense, and he doesn't have any mobility spells. Oh, here we go. We're going to see a little bit of action here. A root and a stun apiece. But Pickle Popper going to be trying to figure out what he wants to do here, flashing away from Shu. Here comes the Pop Blossom, going to go missing with that one. Shu takes down Pickle Popper. No surprise there. But here comes Valib, Onslaught of Shadows. Tower shot taken by Sasha. But here's the turnaround, it's the double kill. We're going to see Spenschamp coming in charming with the quickness, but not quick enough because Sasha is coming up big.
Wow, that was almost super clutch by Valve to save Shu there on that Veigar. Couldn't quite do it. Nocturne picks up a double.
Yeah,
that snowball going.
Yeah, the snowball is here. The snowball is big time rolling, and Hecarim is so far behind. Sasha is just in total control of this game, and this bot lane tower is just being chipped away at. Just with Spenschamp being so low mid, it's just going to fall, and there's nothing Rovian can really do about it. So things really crumbling around the map for Gromp. Oh. But yeah, I mean, what you want to see here is Bramble to not let up their foot on the gas. They want to be using the Paranoia on cooldown, going to the dragons, just trying to threaten this early Elder Dragon, Mountain Dragon spawning, and there's just no way for Gromp to ever contest this.
Yeah, they got to give this one up, I think.
Could be an Air Drake, Air Soul, or a Infernal. It's going to be an Air Soul. More ults, more fun. The classic. But here we go. Going to be a bit more trading here in the mid lane. The Pop Blossom again. Shu able to get out of it. Pickle Popper looking a bit foolish there, but just trading back and forth. I mean, if you can just kind of keep the tempo up on this, and again, just keep Shu low, you can use that Paranoia to just try and dive a health half HP Shu, who is down both his summoners. There's not a lot he can really do if that happens.
Especially when the Hecarim's getting cyber bullied by 3 people in his jungle.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we don't really...
further and further behind.
Yeah, and this mid lane tower is also falling. It's 14 minutes, and it's just going to go down.
So we finally got a man immune on to Rovian, so we'll start stacking that up.
Yeah, I'm afraid that he's not going to get very far into that. If the pace of the game kind of stays where it's at, Bramble just has to play smart. They have to not take these bad fights and throw back any gold, because this lead at 14 minutes is looking like a pretty good bet for Bramble. But never count Gromp out. Ornn exists. He's level 10 right now. 4 more levels till he starts throwing money all over the place, making a rain for the boys. But yeah, he's even just gonna leash the crab there for his boy Valib. Good guy, Cobalt. One of the nicer fellows I've ever met in my life.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Looks like we got the bot lane from Bramble heading up top after the tower goes down. Bot lane.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of question marks about this bot lane, right? Jay Herbo having been a huge part of Bramble's success, and then not playing this week, and bringing in Trollmiss. There was a lot of question marks, but I mean, I'm a troll believer. I mean, I think that both Chloe Cats and Trollmus are playing really well, and just like to see this lane swap and bringing Nolark down to the bottom lane, soak up some of that CS, and kind of force the rotation out of Gromp. Continue pulling them around the map into disadvantages. Ooh, here we go. Here comes the Ornhorn. We're going to see some action here. It's going to target is going to be Chloe Cats, but there's just no follow-up.
Yeah, that's probably for the best because Nocturne was in the area picking up the Herald, I believe.
He's being sneaky. He's being very sneaky. Here we go. Here comes the Dustbringer, but this is maybe a trap, but maybe not because Pickle Popper is here. Here comes the Paranoia, but shutdown going on to Shu. But what can you do about it when you're dead? Here comes Chloe Cat stunning up Nolark, and that is a ton of damage. Nolark is going to take him down. Rovian is being jumped upon. Shu is so low, he's edging. Chloe Cat is going to Zenith Blade right on top of him, layer that CC up for Pickle Popper, put him gold in his pocket.
Yeah, I mean, that fight, it was a little hectic to start, but it looked like it was going in the right direction for Gromp. They took down Quicksilver Stasha's Nocturne really fast with that Vigor ult. But I just couldn't quite put the rest of the fight together.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, and you're kind of seeing just how far behind they really are, right? Like, you take down Sasha, but Pickle Popper's dealing so much damage. Even Nolark is so strong. Yeah, I mean, again, good for them to trade back a little bit of gold. They're not losing any big objectives over it. But, I mean, in general, like, would you call that worth?
I would. They didn't really lose anything off of it. And they got any gold's good right now.
Yeah, any gold's good. Shu picking up the kill there. So the gold's going into the right places. But
was it one death on Gromp or two?
I believe it was 2.
3 maybe? Who knows?
2, 3, who knows? In
I'll
general, though, definitely a scrappy fight. Gold being flung all over the place like a strip club. Actually, I don't use gold at strip clubs. That's
yeah, that'd be irresponsible.
That would be.
You want to keep that buried in your backyard.
Sure. You're also probably going to hurt someone just throwing gold bars around. Cobalt threatening Nolark, being scary enough that he's going to stop the back, but not actually going to be able to do anything about it. Little emote action here from young Nolark. Looking to Nolark smash.
So how many? We have 39 Absolution missed stacks on the Senna here.
So
that's okay. That seems good.
Yep, here comes the Ornhorn going down onto Pickle Popper, trying to catch him out, but here's the Paranoia, just popping it to maybe disincentivize any kind of engage, and just keeping the prio on the dragon here. Pickle Popper chunked out a little bit, but I mean, Ornhorn, big engage tool for this fight. Speaking of engage tools, here comes Valve with the Onslaught of Shadows, going into the backline, right onto Trollmus, followed up by the quickness. Here it is, Ornhorn. No, that's not the Ornhorn, that's the Trent Trollmus, blasting through your team. There's just nothing you can really do with that. Great double root by Pickle Popper, catching him out, catching up Gromp, and this is already a clean ace for Bramble back at 18 minutes.
Yeah, so that was amazing. Pickle Popper had a flank on the carries for Gromp and just absolutely prevented them from getting to the rest of the fight. And they couldn't even take down Pickle Popper, so the rest of the team just kind of died slowly to the Senna.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about it before. The second Herald of the game, Shirley, was picked up by Sasha, and this is going to be... They're going to be knocking on the inhibitor tower this early into the game.
Which... No inhib
This
going
doesn't
down,
happen
so...
to this doesn't happen to Gromp. This is not in the Gromp playbook.
I mean, their team comps definitely do lend to this being a possibility, but it's just no one's been able to actually make it happen. But again, their team is set up to, as long as they can hold on for a little bit longer, they're set up to succeed here.
Yeah, they're threatening a pre-25-minute soul. I guess it'll be actually about 25 minutes. Like, that's insane.
It is insane. They got to keep the pedal to the floor, because Cobalt's up there in top lane. He should be pushing a couple waves. He's got to get to that level 13 so he can start getting items out to everybody.
Yeah.
14, I guess.
Yeah, 14 to dish them out to the people, to be a sharer. But
the 2 items on him upgraded, well, that'll let him tank a significant, much more damage.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, I mean, right now, Gromp in their playbook, trying to just keep the vision on their side. But here we go. We're going to have another fight here. Chloe is going to be stunned up. The quickness coming out. They're trying to make a pick, but Sasha's going to take down Robian. Here comes the Zenith Blade in. This is a low valve, but he's going to try and get on out there. He's going to be taken down. Cobalt doing what he can, but he's just not there yet. He is not strong. Brambleback, pedal to the metal, gonna be going for the Baron at 21 minutes, and I don't think there's any way that Gromp can contest this.
They might not do this very fast.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta bring the boys. You can't do it just Leona and Sasha. You gotta bring friends.
I mean,
Here comes Pickle Popper. Last
you
of
got
the
people
party.
up already. They could make it there if they wanted to, but they might not want to.
No, and like, we might see a True Shot Barrage come out. Here it is. Is it going to do anything meaningful? No, it's not. This is just going to be a Baron over to the Bramble boys and girls. This is yeah, we got the mixed gender teams, all about it. But yeah, this is wild. I'm blown away. I was expecting this game to be a lot closer. I mean, it feels like a lot of it just stems from the draft that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll look at that Vygar pick and maybe reanalyze it. It's a really good champion, but I think Shu can have a lot more agency on different types of champions.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know if they felt like Vygar was just so scary from Pickle Popper that they didn't have a way of dealing with it. It's never been something that they've tried picking up in the past when when Shu and Pickle Popper have met. Here comes the Spooky Ghost, layering up a lot of CC onto Nullark, but just really only tickling him. Honestly, Bramble just needs to play this very safe for a little bit. They don't want to lose anyone too big before this Air Soul. Like, once this, or I guess it's Cloud Soul technically. Once Cloud Soul comes up and they're able to take that, like, this game is done. For now, you just want to be able to just, like, hold on, keep pushing your lead, but just don't do anything dumb or reckless. Here comes the Ornhorn, though. Cobalt using this very defensively, going to be getting a ton of damage, but that is going to be the Pickle Popper clone. This is not what you're looking for. Here comes the quickness. Onslaught of Shadows. This is a lot of damage, but onto who? This is a dead Spence champ, able to pick up Cobalt as well. Lieutenant Trollmez with the double kill. And this is looking like there's no hope for these Gromp boys. There's just no way for them to really get back into it. There's just too much scaling here, and no one got the time to scale.
Yeah, I mean, Bramble has kept the pedal to the floor. Looks like they might be able to end here. Nah, they could probably try, but looks like they're just going to take the safe route, take a couple inhibitors, which actually might be better for Gromp. A lot of minions flown in there.
I mean, not losing the game is good. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you take that for sure. But
I know people say like getting inhibitors too early is a bad thing. I'm not smart enough to know when or why or how, but maybe
I feel like I've heard Shu say that.
Same.
Yeah, he loves that. He just gets more minions to be able to be funneled into him. But yeah, I mean, right now the goal is really just try and funnel that gold onto Cobalt. I think definitely looking like he just needs to get to that. Yeah, he just needs experience. But here we go. This is going to be an uncontested Cloud Soul on deck for Bramble pre-25 minutes. They're going to be zooming around the map, and I just don't know what the next step here is for Gromp. I don't know how much more they can really hold out, especially with this huge movement speed buff that the team gets. Leona definitely benefits a great deal from having a Cloud Soul. So does Sasha, having that little boost of movement speed after the paranoia. Can really just gain access to any target she really wants on the back line. But yeah, Bramble playing this so smart, so clean. This is just some good, clean League of Legends. Sasha being a little bit cheeky, but just trying to really zone them off the tower, make this a tower that's this is Nacho Tower, Gromp. Here we go. Valve going to be chunked down a little bit. Here comes the paranoia. Big shadow. Onslaught shadow. Pickle Popper. He's going to go golden. He's going to go wide. Here comes the flashing from Pickle Popper, and he's on a killing spree. This is the team fight. Cobalt is rooted up. He's going to be tickled to death by how many people. It's going to take a village, but they're going to be able to do it. This is going to be a clean ace for Brambleback and a clean win in game 1 in under 30 minutes, no less. Let's get it.
A super clean team fight over a wall. Pickle with a huge ult. Takes out Vygar before we could really pop anybody. Look at all the shutdowns on Bramble.
That was wild. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be game 1 there, and just Bramble so commanding. They just had the advantage the entire time, and it really stemmed from that early jungle scuffle, it felt like, where Sasha was able to use the advantage he had, transition around the map, and Valve just wasn't able to have the same impact that he typically has. And even just that small interaction was enough for Bramble to kind of just snowball that into a continuous lead. Just really well played. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, so with that...
Super well played.
Yep, so with that, we're going to go to a quick 5-minute break as we set up for the next game. And don't go away, because we'll be back with game 2 of Gromp versus Brambleback. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with game 2 of Brambleback versus Gromp. And by God, Brambleback speedrunning that first game. Really kind of exposing the weaknesses in that Gromp comp. What are your thoughts on like what they kind of need to switch up, and what kind of picks do you think we might see come out in response?
It's got to go to the mid lane. That Vigar. It does a lot of damage. It's a good rec league champion, but on your best player and probably the best player in the league, you want something that you can show some skill expression on, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's not it.
No, and taking a quick look at the stats here between Shu and Pickle Popper. I mean, Shu eating up, a large chunk of that team damage, having great CS numbers, both of them really. Like, these players are just two of the best mid laners we got. This has been the story season after season. Is a year of the pickle finally. That game was really looking like it. But I mean, in general, Shu tends to have Pickle Popper's number. But yeah, we finally get to see it in week 7, and looks like Pickle Popper gets to have a little bit of vengeance here after the season 6 finals.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, Shu, he's got the options there. As you can see, the Silas games, the Yone. Hopefully we see some of that coming out of the Gromp side this time.
Yeah. Of course. Sorry. People were messaging me. Sasha didn't invite anyone to their lobby. Because who knows why. That's her job, not mine. But yeah. No, I mean, Shu needs to have something with a little bit more agency here. Or else, like, I fear that, like, if you don't give Shu the ability to kind of contest waves early, to fight it out, like, if Sasha has another game like that and puts Val behind, like, Bramble's just going to steamroll you. And when Shu's not popping off, like, what does Gromp really look like, right? So we'll have to see. That was definitely a dramatic game 1, and very fast. Maybe one of the fastest wins of the season. Definitely up there. So surprising to see it against the Gromp.
Yeah, and I think with that win that fast, I think regardless of if Gromp wins, I think Bramble still gets the #1 seed from the jungle division, just based off win average win time, unless it's like an insanely fast win. I don't think it'll reduce the average by 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think that would definitely have to be too fast of a win than
18-minute.
Yeah.
Win with Shelly dancing.
Hey, I mean, if Gromp wants to clap back with that, I'm here for it. I'm all about it. So we're going to be hopping into Champ Select right now. Find out if they have what it takes to go toe-to-toe with Brambleback in this early game. Vlad being taken off the table. Shu does not get to play his signature champion. One of his signature champions. It feels like he always has a new one. But Morgana acting as that double ban once again. Things are just staying the same. Yep, no changes here. I mean, I'm sure from the Gromp house that the conversations aren't really that we didn't ban things properly. It's more just execution and their own picks. They're pretty good at diagnosing their problems when they do lose a first game. So I'm interested to see what they start prioritizing here. All right, so we have a small adaptation with the Nocturne being taken away. First pick going to be going over to Bramble back and opting for the Shen again.
So what was the third ban game one from Gromp?
Third ban game.
What did they lose?
It was
something. Malphite?
Malphite, yeah,
right?
Malphite.
All right.
So Malphite is on the table, guys. Woo! That just feels like a really weird pick.
Wasn't Pickle playing that mid for a few games?
He played it a few games, but I mean, like, Cobalt plays it, Nullark plays it. I don't know. That just feels like a weird one for Gromp to feel like they just can't handle the Malphite. But, yeah. So we're going to see the Caitlyn here. Love this already. Love the Leona takeaway. Already, this is just signaling a different bottom lane here. No scaling, really. Like, Caitlyn, your goal is back with enough gold to get a BF sword and then just stomp that lane hard. So Rovian opting for his classic Caitlyn. And Hecarim going into the hands of Sasha. I mean, it's been working so well for other Rect League teams. It's definitely a good pick to be able to take here. We did see some like potential from Valve being able to make some great plays with the Onslaught of Shadows, but I mean, it wasn't really enough when you're behind. So if we put it into someone's hands where you're not going to be far behind, we'll see how that pans out. Where it's the Tristana picked up for Pickle, or not Pickle Popper, for a Troll Miss. Although,
could be. Exactly.
No, if it depends if we see. I bet there's no Kassadin ban here.
Is Tristana? Is that what you want into Kassadin?
Yep. So Pickle Popper was the losing matchup for Pickle Popper last week to Air. Pickle Popper has gone bopped by this a few times by Isicles Tristana as well. That is the Spice mid lane matchup. Vigar.
We got Val. Oh yeah, we got Valab on the Evelyn. That's what I was gonna say. Ooh. Absolutely popped off against Team Ocean last week.
Love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Evelyn is one of those like champions. The game really hinges on you and your performance. So definitely, Valab being like, "Yo, throw the ball to me, coach. I got this. Let me dunk this one." Because Evelyn is just straight up not a champion if you don't really get fed. It becomes so much harder to execute. And while we did see Valab just pop the fuck off last game or last series with it, I'm interested to see how it plans out this time. I do like seeing the Caitlyn and Leona bot lane, though, to kind of help get you through that little bit of early game lull that you do tend to have with the Evelyn. All right, Kassadin being taken away, so that is signaling a AD carry Tristana as opposed to mid lane. Ooh. This is it, baby. This is the Cobalt Spice. He's been waiting for this all season. It is the top lane Skarner. You gave out a giggle too.
I don't know. That's a flex for sure. I got some insider scrim knowledge for what scrim I may have participated in. Skarner does pretty well into the Hecarim, in my opinion.
There's no way that's. I mean, they have Evelyn, so it's not. I mean.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I've seen Cobalt practicing this one up.
I was
too.
excited.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was excited.
Shout out to Captain Flowers. Captain Flowers, where are you at? Where were you when Cobalt picked Skarner top? The man's gonna be repping the Scorpion. But yeah, so with the Kassadin ban, this does allow Pickle Popper to kind of go into this Galio matchup. And it looks like there's a dip. Oh, looks like Sasha's client crashed. And we're getting a Nami click. but then the lobby crashed. So, yeah, super exciting. We're just having all sorts of technical difficulties across this series. We got some JMU Zoom issues, the trials and tribulations of the internet for Gromp. Yeah, and now this.
It's been a rough one for sure. Cat must have kicked the router.
As it happens. But yeah, I mean, so like talking a little bit more about what we can derive from that Bramble comp, which is fully fleshed out if we know the Nami's there. We have the Tristana Nami bot lane, Galio mid, Hecarim, and then Shen. Pretty standard. D6. What? Oh, she's still in. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to read and talk. I'm terrible at reading and talking. Not a great caster skill. What are your kind of thoughts on that? I mean, we don't. Again, there's some question marks around the bot lane, but based off their performance in game one, that feels like a really strong bot lane, but has more potential to be picked out versus someone like Leona.
My thoughts on what specifically in the bot lane?
Just the
their
bot lane
capabilities.
Yeah. What's that bot lane matchup look like? I always feel like Nami's a big trap, but that's just me personally.
Well, look, I think Trollomus is pretty, based on rank, pretty solid in the bot lane as a marksman, AD carry player. So the Nami could get caught out, especially with the Leona. It could be rough. I guess it depends what we're seeing. Do we see Trollomus's AD carry yet?
Yep,
The
Tristana. Yeah.
So I mean, Tristana does a surprising amount of damage early. With that, what is that called? Explosive shot.
The explosive charge.
One of those. Yeah. So I guess it'll just be a matter of target selection from the Leona Caitlyn on who they are able to land their combos on.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, because I feel like in the straight up laning phase, just the range disadvantage between Caitlyn and Tristana is like so easy to abuse early on. But I don't know how much that really comes into play. Does this become more of a, and like with Nami, you're not really signaling a full on go in button. Like if you were to go maybe like Leona Tristana, like I might expect them to just be like level 2, just all inning the AD carry. But with Nami, it just feels a little bit more passive in this case.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't combo off on the Tristana, and Nami can get an E, auto attack buff onto the Tristana, do a ton of damage to whoever's in range. Probably not the Leona.
Yeah, it would have to be the Caitlyn.
But who's to say that Kate's gonna be in range?
Right.
I don't know. It's gonna be all about positioning and target selection.
Yeah.
For those early level skirmishes.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I think that's definitely it'll be an interesting bot lane to watch. So then going back up into the top lane, we had the Shen versus Ornn matchup again. I mean, Nullark seemed to be playing that one really well. Just enough said. He was even getting focused down. We saw the early roams up top to try and dive him, but he's able to absorb that pressure and kind of shrug it off and still end up in a position where he was almost solo killing Cobalt just in that lane. But yeah, I mean, laning phase for this guy game one lasted so short based off some of the early plays, and just be able to use that Herald to crack bottom lane and rotate them around. And yeah, see, I'm a little like now I'm thinking about the Evelynn pick. It feels a little sus to me, right? Like you just had an instance where your jungler had a very rough early game and you lost every objective on the map and there wasn't really anything you could do about it. Got some Raisin cam. Shout out to Raisin.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you just lost every objective on the map early because you fell behind. Then you opt into the matchup of having the jungler that just really suffers early. Like, man, yeah, I mean, Asterisk is 100% rate. Like, that Evelynn pick is just going to be rough.
Yeah, it's good. Valve's going to have to find a few ganks. I mean, we've seen him do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of good timing, good counter ganks, whatever it needs to be.
Yeah. So it looks like Sasha is back.
Have we seen a Seraphine today?
I don't think so.
That's
No.
really sad.
Yeah, it looked like Chloe Cats wanted to play it, but wasn't sure if it was legal. But they're going for the Nami anyways. Too late for that. Should we be in order? Yep. But yeah. Yeah. Slow game. Slow series here. What you got for me? You're a bit quiet today.
I'm not that quiet.
You're a little quiet.
I've been dropping straight heat, straight knowledge.
Straight heat, straight knowledge.
I got this lovely Sphinx cat keeping me calm here, cool, calm, and collected through this cast. That's just full of hype.
They had the hype cat. The more it's like a genie. If you rub it more, the more hype it releases.
I don't know if you ever pet a Sphinx cat, but it's like felt.
Well, yeah, because you have to lube it up, right?
No olive oil needed.
No. I mean, have you tried? It's good for the heart.
She does use a nice Aveeno body lotion.
Do you ever use Burt's Bees?
Sometimes. Yeah, she got Burt's Bees. I thought I had them right here. Some butt wipes.
Oh, hold on. Wait, we gotta go back to this while they're. Wait, show off your butt wipes again?
Oh, I don't know where they are.
Then never mind. We're going back to Champ Select.
Yeah, I guess that's important.
I mean, not really. We know exactly what's happening up until the very end. Basically, the big question mark at this point is what the hell is Shu gonna pick? Silas is banned. Kassadin is gonna be banned. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, Shu obviously has what feels like limitless champ pool. We might see something like the Yone come out, because I don't think that was banned, which has a pretty favorable matchup into someone like Galio. I don't know. I don't really want to bet another balsamic shot on it, but like.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
No. I think it would definitely be. There's some potential there to have that be the pick. All right, so we're seeing the Gangplank as the rounding out of picks. So yeah, this is Shu's favorite Galio pick. We've talked about it before. This is what they picked last week as well. So when Gromp was behind, they're able to kind of find some winning fights with that. And I mean, like, you just snowball so hard out of control with that Gangplank. But it is a little bit of a more passive lane, right? Like, the only point of pressure that you have. I mean, to be fair. Oh no, wait, we don't have the Ornn matchup in the top lane. This is yeah, I forgot about this. Shen versus Skarner. Let's go.
Yeah, big Skarner energy.
Yeah. So some big stinger energy. Gonna be in the top lane. I feel like that's probably in favor of Cobalt come 6, and then from all the levels onwards, because I mean, just in general, Shen just does so well in just short trades when he has his cooldowns. But Skarner definitely has a lot more DPS that he can bust out. So that could be a good point of pressure for Valve to be playing around, because otherwise mid lane is going to be probably more priority and more impact is going to come from Pickle Popper if there is any kind of jungle scuffle that the mid laners do need to respond to.
Oh yeah, a big interaction I'm looking for here is the Skarner against the Hecarim. The Onslaught of Shadows. If you see that coming into your team with during a team fight, you just pop that Skarner ult and say, "Nah, come here."
That's awesome.
Bringing you with me.
I mean, yeah, definitely. There's a level of execution to be able to pull that off. That's you gotta have some quick fingers. But I mean, okay, Cobalt. He's an old man, but he's got some quick tricks. We'll see if he can pull that one off. But yeah, I mean, you also just have to be positioned perfectly in the fight to be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, once again, we see a double global comp, as Paco pointed out, coming out from Bramble, just kind of creating a huge presence there. We do have the global from Gangplank, though, to kind of help answer that. and maybe just help get them to the late game. One of the things that's like not talked about enough is just how that cannon barrage from Gangplank can just really just be a tool to stall out the game. Like if you're ahead, you can snowball. When you're behind, you can slow down the pace of the game. You can use it to clear waves, deter tower pushes, just disengage fights. It's just a really powerful tool. And I mean, in the hands of Shu, I don't doubt that it'll come in handy. But I mean, we'll just have to see how far behind he falls in this situation. But it just feels like so much of this relies on this Evelyn pick and finding success. It looks good when you're popping up, but we haven't really seen the flip side from Valve. So Valve's really hoping to come up heads twice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Shu will play this pretty well. He's probably good. It's probably going to be easy going early, not easy going, but not a lot going on the side of the Gangplank. But give him a few 5, 10, 15 minutes. Get snowballing along there, and those barrels will start to hurt, I imagine.
Hell yeah! All right, I'm gonna transition into sitting mode. I'm really feeling that balsamic's hitting me hard.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh no! Just remember, everyone, Google search before you take shots of any liquids.
Welcome back, fam.
Definitely Google search before you take shots of any liquids.
Yep. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's not something I usually feel like I have to Google search, but you never know. All right, fam, it's time. Give us your votes. Exclamation vote Bramble. Exclamation point vote Gromp. You know the drill. Let's see it. Who's got this? After such a commanding game one, is Bramble going to continue the steamroll, or is Gromp going to slow it down and play the pace of game that they are known for? Who's got this? Let us know in the chat. 50-50. Let's see who's got it. Someone be the tiebreaker. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think this comp from the Gromp comp. I think this Gromp comp has a lot more tools to just kind of get them to where they need to be. I think they've learned a lesson that you just cannot draft a full scaling comp into Bramble, similar to how Bramble did the exact same thing to Air. I love the ability of teams to start kind of pressuring and being able to capitalize on bad drafts like this. Like you just cannot get away with it anymore, and it speaks to the strength of the teams here. So I do love to see that.
Yeah, this should be a good one. I'm real excited to get into it here.
Oh,
you should try it. You got any Tums?
I do. I do have Tums.
That should counteract. Isn't that like basic?
It's basic, and I have a lot of acid in me. Have you ever done acid?
No.
Anyways, so I love learning like small facts about J-Moon in short bursts, but yeah, Cop says it's a fun time. Hell yeah, brother! Now legal in Oregon. Same with heroin, in small doses. Pretty wild. My belly hurt. I gotta shit my pants after this game.
Let's go. Definitely some Tums.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask for a bedpan in the middle of this game from Kristen. I don't have a bedpan. I guess a bucket. I'll just mute the microphone for a second.
Plastic bag.
Yeah. Actually, we're out of plastic bags. We had shrimp for dinner when you wanted to marinate them, but we didn't have any plastic bags. So, that was rough. That was the story of my night. But yeah, no plastic bag to shit in. I could shit in a plant because we're gonna do some repotting tomorrow. So it could just act as fertilizer. What other things? Chat. What else? Want to do another shot? Nah, I'm good. Thanks, buddy. I went pretty hard yesterday. I was very excited. It was a big day, so I was rocking and rolling. So today was not a day for shots, but alas, my Olive oil and balsamic shots got the best of me. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Who would have thought?
It makes me kind of dislike balsamic now. It's kind of ruined it. Oh, man. But at the same time, I want someone else to know my pain, so I want to make the same bet again so that someone else has to suffer. But I know that's just going to end up being me losing again. Like, right? That's just how it's got to go. Love you, Phoenix. God, what a long load time.
I didn't think it would be that bad.
I know, I didn't either. I just kind of like think of him like, oh, I put it on my salads, so like whatever, we're chilling. But yeah, you know, you don't know until you know.
We'll do like a shot of ranch dressing next time.
I don't own ranch. I'm also more of a blue cheese dressing kind of guy.
Ooh, I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
Shot of blue cheese.
I don't know. I feel like that's just the same as like eating blue cheese, right? Like I don't know. I feel like I eat a shot. I probably eat more than a shot's worth of blue cheese in one sitting. But I guess it's just the fact that it's like straight to the dome. Oh yeah, blue cheese, brother. Oh hell yeah. So I used to make pancake witches in college and then drench them in blue cheese. That was the way to go. Oh,
pancakes? Is that what you said?
A pancake witch. So I'd make sandwiches out of pancake as the bread and then put like bacon. It'd be like a BLT with egg. And then I'd just like dunk it all in blue cheese. And that shit was fire. But speaking of fire, we are here for game 2 of Brambleback versus Gromp. And Gromp showed up with a fucking comp this time. So let's get excited. Oh yeah.
So damn excited right now. Looks like we're going to the 5-point at a Gromp with the bush stack for Bramble.
That's hot. It's a lot of brambles in a bush.
I think they're banking on maybe Vala getting a little too curious like he did last game.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do anything too cheeky, but they might catch out Spence Champ if they go if he goes for like a solo ward. Do you think he'll go for it?
I don't know.
Oh, this is sketching me out. I mean,
is this a bait?
Oh my god. Oh, the late invade? Oh, you better get the fuck out of here. Okay, they're flexing.
Oh, so they were just going for the Skarner.
Oh, the Skarner Spire. Wait, can I not see them?
It was definitely hard to see there.
I guess, yeah, it's definitely hard to see. No, I can't see them. I can see them once they're activated. But yeah, they're going to trade some Skarner Spires, top, bottom. It looks like... Oh, no, we're going to see a fuck fest. Oh, let's get it! We're here for some action. But wait, they're going to start up the...
Skarner got a Spire.
Oh man, with Skarner having the Spire, that's a lot of free stats.
Hit him, Cobalt.
They're not really sure who wins this. Pickle Popper's here. He's got a bit of advantage. Shu can't get into this now. They are outnumbered, outclassed. Valib having to flash over the wall. Cobalt flashing away. Valib is still trying to take blue buff. I don't know if you're getting this, man. You might want to dip.
That was kind of a disaster.
That was a big disaster. And like, this is not the kind of early game that you want to see.
Valve's gonna be so far behind now.
Yep. Like he's not gonna get a leash. He needs to die now. Is he just gonna...
He's gonna do the red.
What is he doing? Oh, poor guy. He can't. I don't think he can do the red without a leash. He doesn't even have smite.
Down?
Yeah, he has smite down. That's Oh man. That is
not what you want to see out of your Evelyn to start.
And Shu and Pickle Pop are trading heavily in the mid lane.
Going back to that, I think they probably could have taken someone down. I think if they just committed. Cobalt had just gotten.
Speaking of commitment, though, here in the bot lane, this is a ton of damage onto Robian. A fully charged explosive charge, fully stacked explosive charge. Yeah, Rovian chunked down early. Chloe Cats and Trollmiss coming up big. Valov is struggling here. He's gonna get the smite off though.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, he's gonna be able to pick that one up. But whew, got me sweating there just a little bit. Valve though looking to make a gank that nobody really sees come. No, I think he thinks better of it. He's
that's fair.
Hey, it's gonna get a little too hypey for himself. Sasha's going to find out that her red buff is no longer there. I'm really not sure who comes out on top. I mean, Sasha's already level 3. Vala will be 3 after, not even after that.
I think this just kind of eliminates the possibility of any random early ganks from Vala, unless it's like perfect situation. Just got to really try to power farm, hit that 6.
Yeah, and with Smite down, this is definitely hard. Being level 2 in this scenario, yeah, you're just slow clearing. Oh, bot lane, we're gonna see some action. The first blood going over to Trollmus. We missed that one. Here's the rocket jump forward. Chloe Cats with the bubble. Sasha here wants to get a piece of it. Double kill for Trollmus. Let's get it. Great debut. Just stuffing that bot lane. Ooh, but here in the mid lane, we're seeing a bit of action too. Aftershock proc from Pickle Popper, but not coming out on the right side of that trade. Both these mid laners do have teleport, both low on mana. No potions to speak of, but they're playing a dangerous game here. It feels like Vala does want a piece of it. We're gonna see if he gets anything. He's showing up. We're also seeing the roam over from Spence Champ. Can Pickle Popper get out of this scenario? Does he smell what's coming to him? He's gonna be able to get out. This is just gonna waste some time. Spence Champ's yeah, Valve's gonna take a tower shot. Spence Champ gonna be roaming across. Just kind of gives Rovian a little bit of solo experience here in this bot lane. I like the idea. I like the roam there, but Pickle Popper just able to get out of that one and just gonna teleport back and not gonna miss much for it. So no harm, no foul.
Yeah, Pickle smelled something funny, and he smelled the right thing. Knew to back off.
Yeah.
Valve didn't commit too much time to that, so doesn't lose out too much, but he's got to get to that 6, start making an impact.
Yeah, I mean, as Paco's calling out, he gets three buffs after all is said and done. Oh, indigestion's hitting me. It's real. But here we go. More. The trades are non-stop here in the mid lane. Pickle now level 6. Shu level 6. The globals are online. They got some pots in the tank. They're ready to go. But we're gonna see a lot of trading up here in this top lane. Cobalt going for what we didn't really bring up before. We're gonna see the Omni Stone. What are your thoughts on that? Have you played around with that keystone? I haven't really played around with much, but here we're actually gonna see a little bit of a trade. Are we gonna? Nah, he's not gonna proc the fleet footwork yet. But he's got a huge minion wave stacked. Nolark is probably aware of this though. Just trying to clear it out.
Oh, the big damage, man.
Oh, here we go. But he has no mana, and yeah, Shu's just gonna be able to trade that one back, even it out. This is tight. It's an intense one. But I mean, Shu has to pay attention to this bot lane. They might be coming up to try and do a little bit ganky. No, they're gonna keep El Ganko to Spanko in the tank for later.
Yeah, back to Omnistone. It's just, I don't know, it's a real fun keystone. What was the other? What was the old rune from that
Kleptomancy?
tree? Klepto. I used to love Klepto. I kind of love the randomness of Klepto and of now Omnistone. Seems like a fixed version of it a little bit.
Yeah, it's like it's for fun gamers that are just looking to have a good time. So
oh yeah.
I love to see Cobalt having a good time. You always play better when the vibe check is positive.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, once again, early dragon, shocker to no one, going to be going in favor of Brambleback. But Nullark is getting a much better half of these trades. We're missing out on how they're really happening. But overall, the HP advantage. But here we go.
Whoa.
The suppress under tower. The yoink, the doink. Trying to spank him, but not able to take him down. Here comes the cannon barrage from Gateway. Flash forward from Cobalt. Can he do it? Stunning him up. Cobalt takes down Nullark with just a little help from Shu.
She said, "Go get it. Go get it, big boy. You got it."
Man, that was so good. And yeah, Cobalt's got to be feeling good after that. Just baiting him in and falling a bit behind in CS, but I mean, that kill is worth it.
Oh yeah. The goal's pretty close to even between the two, about 50.
Oh, flash forward from Pickle Popper onto Valve. That was so good. He's chunked out so hard. But Sasha's here, but so is Shu. Are they gonna be able to scuffle this one out? Shen teleporting in, stand united, taunt down onto Shu. He's gonna orange it, he's gonna be okay, but he's gonna flash over the wall, and he's gonna rip him back over! What is this ripping them in? And Sasha and Null are gonna clean him up. Cobalt, you gotta dip on out of here. Shu is trolling his team.
Did he hit, who hit the plant?
I think Shu did. I think he popped over the wall and then didn't, he like clicked, he must have clicked it then. He might have been trying to move and
I'm gonna go back into the analyst desk replay over here.
Oh my gosh, that was some troll stuff. But yeah, uncharacteristic.
Looks like Valib might have hit it.
Valib? Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh man, this is. I mean, if Bramble was tilted after losing to Air, you got to be tilted after that one. If you're Shu, you're probably a little salty, thinking you're out of there. But Cobalt
looks like Valib.
What's up?
Sorry.
Go
looks like Valib was trying to get away from the Galio there. Maybe didn't see the rest of the fight going on in the peripheral vision.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Unfortunate.
Oh man, somebody clip that. I think Shu's gonna be wanting to check the tapes on that one later. But here we go, some action here in the bot lane. Valib is gonna get a little bit of a pick onto Trollma. It's gonna get away from the Zenith Blade, dodging out on the Solar Flare. But now here comes the return damage. Big wave is gonna go in, gonna go wide. But here comes Pickle Popper dipping on out. We missed the action in the top lane, but here's a taunt. Valib, this is not your day. Get on out because Trollmas is here. He's trying to make something happen, flashing forward, not gonna quite be able to get the reset, but a great roam from Pickle Popper, able to kind of help pick up a kill there.
Yeah, and in the top lane, it was another close 1v1. I think it was one auto for either Skarner or Shen to get the kill. Looks like Shen got that last auto in, but Cobalt's been kind of clutch with those impales.
Sasha got eyes on Shu with the onslaught of shadows into the taunt. This is a big CC chain. Cannon Barrage coming down. There is no flash for Shu, but the fancy feet is able to dodge out. Nullark's here too. He wants a piece of the action. Can the man escape? Nullark is a speedy boy though. They're gonna be able to get Private Shu out of this situation. They have rescued him from the brink. Here we go, Herald going. Yeah, Herald going down. Here we go, Scuffle here in the mid lane. Double taunt. Nullark is here, not gonna be able to land the taunt. But yeah, I mean, plate money still gonna be going over to Sasha. Not quite the high impact Herald that you really want, but still able to get something for it. Not a total waste. Plate money, we take those.
So yeah, we're seeing this early game go in the favor of Bramble again, but bright side for Gromp, you do have Gangplank with a slight CS lead.
Ooh, here we go. Rocket jump in onto Rovia, and Trollmas is blasting him back, and Trollmas is on a rampage. God damn, Trollmas showing up big. But speaking of showing up big, Shu is coming online. Pickle Popper is low. Shu not able to finish it off. I think Sasha might be on the hunt. This pony smells some blood, and she is fast. She is so fast. But now she's slowed down. Getting the, oh my god, what a great roam from Spence Champ, saving the life of Shu. Yeah, you gotta Venmo Shu, or Shu's gotta be Venmoing Spence Champ after that one. Oh, but Cobalt, so low. They're so...
Dude,
oh,
that
man.
Impale combo under the tower is so clean looking.
Yeah.
Pulls him under and then stuns him.
Definitely, but here's Valib.
Scorpion stuff.
Right now, Cobalt with the shield trying to set up Valib for some free gold. Not going to be able to get the execute, but has to dip because here comes the rest of Bramble. Here comes Pickle Popper trying to pick up the kill into Cobalt on the backside. They're going to be fighting here on the front though. Shu teleporting in. Great flash from Nullark. Here comes some more damage though. Shu, no cannon barrage yet. Not able to finish this one off. But Cobalt's able to escape there. Pickle Popper just kind of running away. Going to be popping the taunt. Gonna just be noping out of that. Both these teams playing so well to disengage out of that. Few little missteps, but I mean, still, this game is intense.
Yeah, you take away those. I mean, the bot lane's kind of in a weird spot, heavily favoring Bramble right now. But the rest of the map just duking it out, and fights are very close.
Yeah, and oh, Pickle Popper just waiting in a bush and finds Valve, able to get a hearty chunk. A hearty chunk.
The best kind of chunk.
Eh. It wasn't a he didn't one bite it, but he was able to get a hearty chunk. But yeah, I mean, it feels like Cobalt is not really faring super well into this Shen matchup. Just kind of pretty often falling pretty low. I mean, I don't 100%. I'm not a Skarner top main, so I'm not exactly sure how it plays out. But definitely feels like Shen has the advantage, at least for right now. I feel like that probably does change at a certain point.
So Skarner does have on the Omni Stone has a Predator.
Ooh.
So it looks like Cobalt's going to be walking his way down towards this dragon.
All right, Pickle Popper getting a taunt onto Shu, who's going to flash on out of there, but that's Shu flash down. But here comes the Predator himself, Skarner. His big stinger energy is infecting the nation. He's just going to dip on that one. And this is going to be another Bramble Dragon, I think.
Yeah, Trollomus was able to take down Rovian again right before that fight, so Gromp has to give it up.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Gromp, again, down in gold, 14 minutes, down 4K. This is very uncharacteristic, but right now, not more action in the jungle. The gas pedal will not be released. 1 HP, and Sasha's able to pick it up. Neil, man, I'm feeling for you, dude. This is just one of those days where it's not your game. But yeah, that's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, it's definitely been rough. This game's not going so great for Gromp. It doesn't really matter a whole lot for their standings, fortunately. So I think a big thing is to just keep that mental strong, because I mean, playoffs are coming up. You don't want a game like this to really get in your head too much.
Right.
But it's still very early.
It's definitely early, and it's always nice to try and get that bye week, but that is a bygone thought at this point. Heyo, but speaking of bygone thought, Cobalt's life is a bygone thought. This Scorpion is not as thick as he wants to be, and Sasha is deep under tower, and he just wants Shu. Sasha able to pick it up with style. Fast pony.
Yeah, showing the true strength of Hecarim there, just getting in there and being a disruptive force when you get ahead.
Yeah. Sasha's just been terrorizing both of these games. Her early games have been so on point. And like, it just feels like so much of the tempo is just revolving around these plays. So this is really awesome to see. Bramble fans definitely feeling positive as we're looking at playoffs.
Yeah, like I was saying, you wanna get just like Gromp wants to make sure that a game like this won't negatively impact their mental too much. Bramble, this is what you want to see going into the playoffs. Ride it high. Playing at their peak, especially with a first series with a new roster. It's good to see the synergies there.
Yep. But Valab is going to try and catch out Trollmiss. That's a lot of damage. Valab might be making a play of the game. Not quite able to finish that one off, but able to get a hearty chunk and trade. I mean, it's really not a trade because Valab's able to heal it back up. But man, Sasha is so fast. Nolark is on a killing spree, able to take down Shu with the help of Pickle Popper. We missed that one while we're watching it. Valab, no, that's just so much damage from the explosive charge.
Was that a charge on the tower?
Yeah, if you stand too close to it, man. Not your day, Valab.
Oh no.
I mean, yeah, Spence Champ sitting here in this bush going on to Trollmiss. The Solar Flare is going to go down. Onslaught of Shadow is going to deter any more aggression, but here comes Shirley, second Shelly of the game. Gonna even hit a Cobalt for a little bit. Gonna get a hearty chunk on this. And pedal to the metal. That is just the story of this series. Brambleback has just been non-stop, and here comes the teleport in from Nolark. They want more. Trollmiss, though, falling low, but that is a huge taunt on Develop, who's going to try and get out, but here's the rest of the team. Sasha on the back line, double kill for Sasha, just whirling about. Nolark able to pick off Cobalt. He's on a rampage, and Bramble is on fire today.
Yeah, this is as well as you'd expect, as well as you'd want to play. I mean, coming into a huge series against your big rival. Tons of shutdowns. You got 6-0-3, 4-4, 4-1-2. One death. I mean, it's what you want to see coming into a Sunday.
Yeah, and I mean, we had a lot of question marks about this bot lane, but I think we can safely say that this bot lane is going to be up there as a big contender for strongest bot lanes. So good, honestly, great pickup, and like probably boosting morale. Obviously, if they had to bring in some people that didn't quite mesh, then you might be feeling a little bit differently coming into playoffs. But right now, Bramble fans have a lot of reasons to feel really good about this roster.
For sure. On a different note, though, maybe people didn't have a lot of information on Trollomus and Chloe Cats.
Yep.
Maybe what they were going to play, what to ban. So this is valuable footage for everyone else in the league going into the playoffs.
Yes, 100%. Yep, that is a very, very good point. But once again, dragon spawning, and there's no way for Gromp to contest. They're fine to just keep on passing up these objectives. It's going to be another Cloud Soul for this game. But this time we got a Hecarim, who actually just gets straight damage from it. So, I mean, things are looking pretty bleak for Gromp right now, sitting 15-1 in kills, down 10k at 19 minutes. Definitely not what we're used to seeing. But here comes Sasha just flying in. She's so fast. And Chloe Cats is going to pick up Valib. There comes,
there.
Yep, a nice little mastery flash. Just able to see Valib there sitting on Warrior, just recognizing that they have the damage for popping the ghost and making the magic happen. But yeah. All right, so Shu and Pickle Pop are going to be trading pretty heavily here in this bot lane. Is it Year of the Pickle? Yes or no? It's feeling like it's Year of the Pickle right now. Looking good.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
I think it's Year of the Panda, but that's different.
Yeah, that's also true.
Conversation.
Yeah, different conversation. But yeah, we're going to miss that little kill there. Here we go. Action. Quicksilver, Sasha, Onslaught of Shadows on to Shu, but going to be falling very low. Valib's going to pick up the shutdown. Money in the pocket for Valib. He needed that. He's going to fall to Trollmus, and Trollmus is just going to rip this fight apart from the backline. Triple kill for Trollmus. Do we see a Quadra? Going to be flashing away. One last auto, and that's going to be the Quadra kill for Trollmus. And I think that this very well could be the game for Bramble. Wow, a clean ace to finish it off at 21 minutes. And by God, Bramble has such a commanding lead and played so well in this early game. Able to kind of continue keeping the pressure up in the face of just no slouch opponents, getting their revenge from Season 6 finals.
Very dominating performance. On the side of Gromp, though,
that's a great taunt, but they're diving here under towers. Chloe Cat's gonna flash out. They might be throwing over some free money. Pickle Popper going golden underneath this tower. Nolark, though, tanking up as many members as he can. This might be some Bramble troll shutdown gold. It's going everywhere. Money back into the pockets of Gromp. We call that one a little bit of an oopsie. It looks like there was a bit of a split call. Trollmus dipping on out, Sasha dipping out, but some of the fellas just remain. Definitely an oopsie, but still a 12k gold lead to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, it should be said though. You give Gromp give him an inch, they might take a mile.
Yep, you give Gromp a cookie. Yeah. Give Gromp a cookie. They're gonna
take more cookies.
Yeah, and then you're not gonna have any more cookies.
Yep.
And really, I don't think any team wants to be in the situation where they're cookieless on the Rift. Definitely bad mental. So, yeah, I mean, glimmers of hope here. This is exactly what Gromp needs. They have that Shu loves. He loves all those empowered minions farming, pushing into him. I mean, he probably doesn't love it, but he probably doesn't hate it.
I think he accepts it.
Yeah, it is what it is. I don't think
the Tristana is super fed though.
Yeah, sitting at 3 items already and a zeal for good measure.
Valve's got to get a lucky like 100-0 here on this Tristana. Not sure if that's possible, but
Yeah, but right now minions flooding in. Nolark just pressuring from the side. This line of Kalen traps. Oh, here we go.
Ooh,
Flash
nice
forward
try.
from Cobalt. I don't know if you want to be engaging this one, homie. Here comes the Solar Flare. It's going to go wide. Cannon Barrage on to the back line here. This is going to be... Robian's going to take down Sasha. This is looking like a pretty good fight. They're going to be able to push him off, and that's all they really need. Shu taking a huge chunk, though. Chloe chats as well. Being returned fire. They're going to be able to heal this one up. But this is looking like a pretty even fight, but Troll Miss is still untouched. Here comes Pickle Popper underneath the tower. What can we do? There's minions flooding into the rest of the base. Pickle Popper's able to take down Spence Champ. And
yeah, looking like too little too late for Gromp here.
Yeah, exactly.
Decent fight, but...
Yep, here we go. Flash forward, taunt onto Robian, but yeah, no follow-up there. They just need to be able to will down this inhibitor. There's a ton onto Robian. Here's a damage. Pickle Popper's here to follow up. Skarner is bullying Chloe Cats, and the triple taunt from Pickle Popper. Valib going golden, but Trollmus untouched here. Not gonna fall to Valib today. Double kill for Trollmus, and 2-0 for Bramble.
Great game from Bramble. Capitalized on a couple early mishaps in the jungle, I think. Some level ones didn't quite go the way that Gromp wanted them to, and I think it snowballed out of control.
Yeah, it sure did. It snowboarded out of control. Snowboarded out of control.
Super snowboarded.
Yeah, it went. It shredded down the mountainside, out of control, doing some indies and.
You ever play Snowboard Kids for the N64?
Banger, total banger.
Love that game.
I mean, who doesn't? But
I don't know.
yeah. I mean, that was just not the series that we totally expected from Gromp. But, I mean, wow. That was a big statement game coming from Brambleback. Props to them as they secure the first seed of the Jungle Conference.
Yeah, that's huge, and I think we should have most of our bracket ready to go.
Yep, we're done. We're done at this point. After this game, we're going to be airing the Infernal versus Scuttle Crab match. And then from there, we will post tomorrow, because not at midnight, the final bracket that'll be determining our playoff structure starting next week. But yeah, I mean, let's get some people in here. Let's get some interviews going. Who are we talking to? Feel like we got to be talking to... what about Trollman? Yeah, I mean, like the bot lane, and yeah. Why don't we just bring in the bot lane?
Sure.
Yeah.
The new folks.
New folk. Yep, I'm all about it. I'm going to pop into my casting boots. And yeah. And we're going to get into it. GG's, everybody. That was a banger. Cool. We got Mr. Moo there. And yeah, would you mind moving up to some people?
Moving up some people.
Hell yeah. Hell
some
yeah.
people. Moving up. Move. Whoa. So many channels. Is Archie Trollomus?
I don't know.
Trollomus is Archie.
Nice.
Accurate.
What's up, Chloe?
What's up? How's it going?
Oh,
Long time no see.
let's go!
Hey!
Congrats on the
Look at you.
2-0. That was fucking wild.
Yeah, no, we all have agreed that we probably need to stop playing League and switch over to Mirror's Edge because we just speedrun. So.
Oh, baby. That was definitely some spicy stuff. So, I mean, there's a lot to unpack there amongst all the delays and pauses and technical difficulties across the board.
The longest 2 20-minute games ever.
Okay.
or
We
two
were
and a
watching
half-
The Boys
two and a
while
half
we
hours.
waited.
Oh, big time. And so, I guess diving right into it, you two coming in fresh this week, what were the expectations kind of set by the Bramble crew?
Archie, you want to take that one? I mean, you're the
Sure.
big carry.
I mean, okay, so well, they were actually like kind of hyping Gromp up. They were really scaring us, like getting us prepared. They're like this, like Shu is really scary. They play this really scaly and like team fight late game comp. So we were like, let's just play like super aggressive. And I'm like, boys, they're just a peep person. So all we have to do is
Yeah, I mean, I think it was sort of going into this game in particular. They told us, hey, we're going to play this team. They like to play for the late game. They like to scale. And our response was pretty basically like, okay, well, if they like to play for the late game, what if there wasn't a late game? And we pulled that off.
Hell yeah. I mean, it looked super clean. I mean, just so I guess.
Sorry to interrupt, but saying there's an echo.
Yeah.
For who?
I don't
Who's
really,
echoing?
I don't really know where the echo's coming from.
Oh, is it me?
Oh, I think it might be you.
Oh no.
How about now?
Say something. One of you guys say something.
Echo,
Say
echo.
something.
Okay, I think that's better. Yeah, I think that was coming from JMU, maybe through Zoom.
Yeah, I had both mics on.
Cool. But yeah, so I guess in terms of the bot lane matchup, going into, I guess, the first game, we went for the Leona Senna. What was that? It looked good, but I mean, how do you feel like that matchup kind of plays out normally when the rest of the map isn't just snowballing?
I mean, to be honest, it's just kind of scaly for both. Like Senna, Ezreal, you're not really going in on each other, to be honest. Like Leona has pressure because she has free reigns to go in, but then again, Ezreal just presses E and it's useless normally. But we just happened to get the pop off.
Yeah, in our research, we knew that their bot lane is going to play very passively, try to be very defensive. So once we realized that, we felt confident that we had a jungler who could apply good pressure. So our only goal that first game was just, don't die and take opportunities that come to you. And Leona's very good at capitalizing on opportunities when they stand out.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely showed. And I think a lot of that game just felt like it was funneling resources into you guys. Sasha roaming down to the bot lane to give you guys the first herald of the game, crack that tower open, and then from there it just felt like you guys were able to pull pressure around the map and kind of just continue the snowball from there. But looking into the game too, Tristana and Nami into then the Leona being taken away and the Caitlyn. Thoughts on that one? I feel like that's not a winning matchup.
So we definitely we've been really lucky being kind of a new bot lane, just hopping in. We felt like we've had a really good environment around the team where we've been able to just kind of slot in. The comms have been very positive. Everyone's been very supportive. And we haven't really had a lot of growing pains in terms of being the new players, but that draft definitely was where some of our newness showed, where they're like, wait, do you play this? I don't know what we're playing. We weren't sure if Seraphine was legal or not this week. We were arguing about it. That was going to be the support pick. And then we're like, I don't know, we just need a different enchanter. Nami, I guess. That's in the meta, right?
Maybe, I don't know. Not
Some
really.
time ago it was.
Yeah, at some point.
It's helpful when people enjoy walking into all of your bubbles. So definitely shout out to the enemy AD carry there. But at the end of the day, we knew that Tristana was going to be one of our big damage threats. All we had to do was scale her up, and then we ended up getting those early kills because they stepped up and I think got just a little aggressive on the Caitlyn. And we were happy to capitalize on that mistake and just start the roll again, and ended up being faster in the first game, surprisingly.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the snowball was definitely real in those games. It looks like our camera is just kind of big fucked up, but doesn't really matter. It's not about us.
Well, I mean speaking of the snowball, I mean it started at level 1. It seems both games. You guys kind of got into Valob's business both times. Was that kind of a big point that you were trying to make early game?
Honestly, not really. I think Sasha's just so good. She's very competent. She's an incredible pressure jungler, and when she's calling out like, "Oh, hey, we see the invade coming," our team's pretty good at just kind of forming around her. So we took the opportunities that sort of came with us, and at the end of the day, today we just had way stronger laners. So when the jungle gets ahead early and all your lanes win, there's not a lot that an enemy team can do.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we felt like during the cast, that just like this was just the story of like a very strong early game presence from Sasha. So big shout out to her. But I mean, just from across the board, the whole team played so well. Just last question as we kind of go into playoffs. What teams are you? I mean, if I'm sure as newcomers to the league haven't really gone to do the full download on the rest of the teams, but do you have any teams that you're excited to play against or players that you want to face up against?
I am sad you asked this because there's a certain player that's not going to be playing, but I have I wasn't really on their team, but I watched them and coached them a little bit. It was Zeem when he was on Mountain last season, and I wanted to play against him so bad, but he's not going to be here. So
I think that no matter who we come up against, we should be favored. So we're going to be happy to take care of business.
Ooh,
I mean,
spicy.
number 1 seed. Let's go. So with that, thank you very much. We are going to move along to the last game of the night, Infernal versus Scuttle. Figure out the last bit of standings and see how these playoffs shake out. So thank you very much. Congratulations on the 2-0. Jamu, as always, thank you very much. I'm sorry
Hell
whatever I
yeah.
said offended you. It looks like you just want to fucking murder me. But nothing. Just a day at work.
You just you didn't share the vinegar.
No. So I'm going to go shit in a bucket and we'll be back in just a few seconds with the last series of the night, Scuttle Crab versus Infernal.